Most of the times, people think in a straight line, meaning, this is my goal, X marks the spot, this is where I am, and then this is going to happen, 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 and then this will happen, and I'll get there. Law of attraction thinking says all things are possible. So, law of attraction is not thinking in steps like that. Law of attraction thinking is like this. Here's my goal, X marks the spot, is in the middle, and it is not connected to all these other things that are happening. It can just happen. The universe can open the doors so that it's not a stepwise process, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not a stepwise process. It's all things are possible. If I want this, I don't know how it will come about, but anything can trigger it. So we still have those things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but they don't have to happen in order. They don't have to have, the dominoes don't have to fall one after another. Things can happen out of order, and some of those things might not even be required. Some of the things that I think are required might not even be required. The thing that I want can happen without all of those steps being accomplished. And when we understand that, that's when we really understand why all things are possible. It's we get taught this conditional thinking, which starts when we are kids, when we say, I want to do this, and mother says, okay, but you need permission from your father. So now that's conditional thinking, means unless I have permission from my father, I can't do this. And then I need money for it. And then I need my friends to say yes. And law of attraction thinking says, if you want it, none of the other things matter, it will happen. So anytime we find conditionality creeping into our life, anytime we think that we are being conditional, that's when we got to stop and say, not being conditional. All things are possible. So why not this? And then let it go, because your thinking cannot figure everything out. Your thinking is limited. Possibilities are not limited. Your thinking is limited. So going back to the diagram, going back to the screen share, let me show you what I mean. So here is this field of all possibilities. There are so many possibilities laid out in the universe. All things are possible. But with our limited mind, our mind can only see things based on observation. If we've observed it before, if we have experienced it before, or if someone in a position of authority has told us about it before, and we've accepted this thought virus. So our mind only has access to information that corresponds to these three things. So our mind might only be able to see these abilities. But there are so many other possibilities that are out there. Our mind cannot see them, can't make sense of them, doesn't even know that they exist. Why? Because the mind is limited to what it has observed, what it has experienced, and what it has been told. And all of these things, observations, experience, and authority, these things are all part of what we call our belief system. So, this is why our mind is limited by our beliefs. But there are all these things that we have never experienced that are out there that our mind doesn't know about. So, your mind does not know everything. It can only make decisions based on what it knows. And to make a decision, going back to the diagram, guys, 1 second. It's one of those days I feel like drawing. So the thing is, we are limited by our mind because our mind only shows us this, but there's this whole field of all possibilities, which is massive, which has millions of options, but our mind can't compute it unless unless we are aligned with our heart. So now comes in the role of the heart. The heart does not need evidence in order to believe in something. It doesn't work on a heart, does not work on the basis of what is observed, what is experienced, and what other people have told us that we've accepted. Our heart doesn't work on that information. Our heart draws information from source, and source knows everything. So when we lean into what we call trust, we are leaning into information that is inside source, or that which we call universe, which is everything. So this leaning into source is what we call trust. Our mind only trusts that which it has experienced before or knows of before. Our heart can trust things it has never seen, never known, never experienced, never been told about. And that is what makes trust so important. And this is the principle of trust. And the principle of trust is the principle behind all things are possible.